I'll be talking about the U-2K respirator. Many Russian safety companies make the U-2K respirator. My example here is made by the Spezia 2000 company. Outside of Russian-speaking countries, there have been problems with the translation of the model name of the respirator. There have been cases in which this mask has been called the Y2K respirator. This is due to the similarity of the Cyrillic letter U with the Latin letter Y. Just like the R2 respirator, which is closely related to the U-2K, has been called the P2 respirator, due to the similarities of the Cyrillic letter R with the Latin letter P. Let's start with some general information. The U-2K respirator is a filtering reusable half mask. The outside of the mask is made of polyurethane foam, which acts as the first filter. Its inner part consists of a layer of polymeric fibers and a final film of transparent plastic. The U-2K has two inlet valves and an outlet valve in order to reduce the breathing resistance of the respirator. This respirator provides protection from silicate, metallurgical, mining, coal and other dusts. It protects from some bacterial agents and powdered fertilizers that do not emit toxic gases and vapors. Contrary to its military and civil defense counterpart, the R2 respirator, the U-2K does not protect from radioactive dusts. The U-2K should be used when performing medium to light work. It can operate in various climatic zones, in temperatures ranging from -30 to +35 degrees Celsius, and relative humidity up to 98%, with an aerosol concentration in the air of not more than 100 mg per cubic meter of air. The U-2K can provide three different levels of protection: FFP1, FFP2 and FFP3. There is also another variation of the respirator, which is called U-2K Luxe. Instead of being made of polyurethane foam, the outer layer is made of spunbond, a non-woven polymeric material that resembles cloth or fabric. The main advantage is that the spunbond material has a longer shelf life. So now that we have talked about the general information on this device, I'm going to show it to you. First of all, I'd like to say that I do not have the individual packaging for this device because I bought it in stock. I bought more than one, and the company gives you an individual packaging only when you buy one. So I was given the mask, and more than one as I said, and the leaflet. This small leaflet has the general information which I already talked about, and the only interesting thing that I can show you is down here. As you can see, it says Spezia 2000, which is the name of the company, and this was the only way that I was able to understand which company made this device, because as we are going to see, there are no markings at all on this mask. Let's start by taking a look at the front of the respirator. As you can see, it is made of polyurethane foam, as I said, and the color is a bit difficult to understand through the camera, but I can tell you that it is a very bright green. And on the front here you can see a plastic grill containing the outlet valve, and compared to the older R2 respirator, this valve here is not made of rubber. It seems to be made of some sort of styrofoam material, because it is very light and it is also similar to a sponge, and it is pretty strange. It is a new type of material. Now we are going to move to the side of the respirator. As you can see, there is nothing outside nor at the bottom. Here there is only the seams where the respirator has been sewn, and at the top of the respirator you can see here the metal nose clip, which is a pretty simple piece of metal which can be used to fit the respirator around your nose. Now we're going to move to the inside of the respirator, and if you remember, as I said, this respirator is made of three materials. So the polyurethane foam, so you can see here inside this white material, which are polymeric fibers, and also you can see the plastic film, the transparent plastic film, which is pretty thick, and this is the last part, the part that is going to touch your face, your skin. You can also see the two inlet valves here, and this is the inside of the outlet valve. So the usage of the plastic film inside of the respirator is a pretty good thing in my opinion, mostly because it is going to protect the filtering materials, so the polymeric fibers and the polyurethane on the outside, from moisture and water, simply because when you are going to wear it, we are going to sweat, and if you are going to talk, you are going to spit, so some of the saliva is going around inside of the respirator, and also just by breathing inside it, you are going to spread humidity, because as you know, the human breath contains a lot of water, and the usage of the plastic film is going to protect the inside of the respirator from water. As I told you, there are no markings at all around here, and now we are going to take a look at the head strap, which is very simple. There are this part and this part here, so these two pieces of white fabric which are attached to the respirator are elastic, as you can see they are elastic, but the back part of the head strap is not elastic. It is a simple string of white fabric. There are two buckles, one here and one here, and you can adjust the length of the strap just by pulling. This other strap here has been set in a way that you can't really adjust it, but you just need to change it a little bit, and you can adjust it as well. I forgot to mention that this specific respirator here, the one that I'm holding, is an FFP1 type of device, so it provides an FFP1 level of protection, and as you can see, it is pretty thin. The amount of filtering material is not that much, because as I said, being an FFP1, it does not need to provide a very high level of protection, so this is a very simple device. So this is all I had to say regarding the U-2K respirator. If you have other questions, please let me know.